Thanks for joining today on Michael with Mountpac. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove a gland nut on a Type 1 or air-cooled Volkswagen engine. I'll show you kind of what I use and what I've learned how to do it. And so a couple things you're going to need is a vehicle. And so vehicle and some scrap wood, because I usually use a vehicle to kind of hold down the engine while I loosen the gland nut. That's pretty much the only purpose of the vehicle. And I'll show you the tools that I use, a couple different tools, and it's not too hard. So here we go, and don't forget to like and comment below, and tell me what you think. Now I have two engines that I'm going to show you. This one that I'm putting together is a flywheel I got that was connected to a crankshaft outside of the case. So I'm just putting it into this case, and I'm going to be tightening up these screws so I can actually remove the gland nut off this flywheel. A couple of the tools that I use is a large 6-foot long bar, and it's like a steel pipe that I found like a local hardware store. And then I have a pretty good size breaker bar that I use. I think it's a 3/4 inch head. And then this is a 36 millimeter socket. It's kind of blurry a little bit there, but it comes into focus here shortly. There you go. And I don't think it really matters what the teeth look like on the inside, but this one just has the 12 teeth like normal. Now this is me just taking the short blocks with my on carts. My truck used to be higher, so the cart would go right underneath the bumper, but this van doesn't. So I had a spare head that I had that's not good, so I just use it to put on the engine, and you'll see why here. So I'm taking off the short block, putting it on that piece of wood, so I don't really, I don't want to put the engine on the concrete there. And so I put the head on the one side, put the head underneath the bumper, and now I'm loosening it. So I have it so I can loosen up the gland nut. And then there is a flywheel lock on this short block as well. And so I'm putting a I think it's 2x10 chunk underneath the bumper. I just don't want to ruin any components of the engine. And these are 4x6 blocks that I use when I remove my engines from my car, and I just put it underneath the other side. And you can actually put a head on this side as well and put a piece of wood underneath the head. And so there you go, there's the setup. So I got the blocks of wood underneath the bumper, and then the other blocks of wood so I can have something on the left side of the engine to hold up the engine while I do this. So I'm going to take the long pipe and the breaker bar, and I'm just going to put my weight onto the other side, and this is loosening it. And remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, so I'm going to the left side here, loosening up the bar, and there you go. That's all loosened up now. And I'm just kind of go around a little bit to make sure, and then I'm going to remove the short block away from the van, and then move on to the next one. This one is the case that came out of my Bug. It has a kind of a loose crankshaft, so I'm going to just put it on the side there, grab the other engine here, the short block, and this one I need to remove the flywheel lock from the other engine and put it on this one. And so there's a flywheel lock, just the bolt. It's designed for 12 volt and 6 volt flywheels. And so one side is 6 volt, one side is 12 volt. And then I just put it through the engine case that does not have the screw on the hole of the engine. Again, this is a AS41 case. And so it's usually for at least this one is for 73 and later, with the alternator setup or doghouse fans shroud. There is the flywheel lock there onto the flywheel, and this is enough to help put the flywheel so it won't move while you're loosening up the gland nut. And so we're going to do the same thing that we did before. Put the head underneath the bumper, put the piece of wood underneath the bumper above the engine block so we don't ruin any components, and then put the wood underneath the engine, and then just loosen up. There you go. That is removing the gland nut, at least how I do it. It's actually kind of makes sense, and it's relatively easy. I don't need other people. Thank you for watching the gland nut loosening off of a flywheel. There was two different ones that I did. One was a gland nut that was not taken off a flywheel before it was torn apart, and then my old engine that was in my Bug, I need to get it rebuilt, so I took that gland nut off as well. Like as you can see, the 6-foot bar with the breaker bar is a great tool to have when you remove those. I know there's some other methods out there, but this is the one that makes most sense to me and the easiest to do. And then I just use a car to help weight the other end. I used to be able to have another guy stand on it, which was sometimes dangerous, and this one proved to be really successful. So anyway, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and comment below for anything, and then also subscribe to my channel, please, and then also share this video with those that you know that might benefit from it. And thank you so much, and have a great day.